Hello, Aries. Take a breath and pause for a moment and listen closely, because what I'm about to share with you could change the way you see your entire life. September 13th, 2025 is not an ordinary day. It is the moment destiny knocks at your door carrying 3 signs powerful enough to shift everything. If you miss them, you may remain stuck, repeating the same old cycle. But if you notice them, if you claim them, this will be the turning point that opens a brighter chapter of your life. And that journey begins right now, with the doorway of destiny quietly opening before you. September 13th, 2025, Aries. This is not just another day on the calendar. It is not an empty mark printed in ink. This day beats like a cosmic drum, a rare moment when the sky and your heart move in perfect rhythm. A day when energy does not simply pass by, but swirls, turns, and twists open doors that have been waiting for you all along. In the rush of daily life, we often think destiny is a game of chance. Some win if they are lucky, some lose if they are not. But the truth is, destiny is not a roll of the dice. It is the weaving of many layers of cause and effect. It is the sum of every choice you've made. And it is the answer to the readiness of your soul. When you pause to listen, when you open your heart, when you dare to ask the deeper questions in silence, you will see destiny is not blind. It is precise. It has rhythm, and it waits only for you to step forward. September 13th is that doorway, but not everyone will notice it. Some will rush past, caught in work, in money, in exhaustion. Yet for those awake, for those who dare to stop and listen, that day becomes a calling to recognize that 3 signs will appear and they carry the power to alter the entire flow of your life. Picture this, a river running fast. You row hard, trying to steer it your way, but the current pushes back. You're tired, you start to doubt yourself, and then suddenly the river bends. Instead of resisting, you let the boat drift with the flow. And in that moment, you realize you were never abandoned. You were being guided toward another path, shorter, brighter, truer to the map of your soul. Let me tell you this, as someone who has stood before doors like that, the moment will shake you. It won't look like what you expected. It won't follow the script you carefully planned. But Aries, you were not born to walk another person's road. You were born to carve your own. And that is why turning points often arrive disguised as chaos, to push you into the unknown, to demand your courage. The most human gift September 13th offers you is not just a new opportunity. It is the lesson that only by being present, only by staying awake, can you recognize when the gates of destiny are opening. Those asleep will never see it. Those rushing will pass it by without knowing. But those who stop, who listen, they will see it and step in. And when they do, their whole world changes. I want to invite you right now to pause, take a breath, search your memory. Have you ever lived a day so powerful that one single event shifted your entire path? A sudden call, a goodbye, a door slammed shut, or another door opening wide? If you have, share it in the comments, because your story is not only your own. It can be a mirror for someone else, a reminder that they too have walked through the doorway of destiny without naming it as such. The universe never does anything without meaning. If this day has been marked for you, it is a sign that you've gone far enough, waited long enough, grown enough to receive a new gift. The 3 signs are not here to scare you. They are here to free you, to remind you that destiny doesn't demand perfection, only readiness. And readiness alone is enough to unlock what you've prayed for, what you've waited for, what you've carried quietly in your heart for years. Some lessons only arrive when you're standing at a crossroads. And September 13th is such a crossroads. How you step forward, what you release, how you open to the new, all of it will decide whether you truly change your life or fall back into the old cycle. But remember this, destiny is not a trap. It is an invitation, and only you can answer. This is the beginning of a new story, a new journey. Your name has been called. And just beyond this doorway waits the very first sign, a strange wind, an unexpected sound, a disruption that feels like chaos, but carries within it the seed of light. And the first turning point is the unexpected breakthrough. In the most ordinary moments, when everything feels like it's just repeating, when nothing seems new, that is often the exact moment the universe drops a disruption you never planned for. Breakthroughs don't knock politely. They come like a strong wind tearing through the sails you've grown used to, forcing your boat to change direction. And Aries, for you, those moments are never small. They're like thunder cracking in a clear sky, making your heart tremble, yet wake up at the same time. An unexpected opportunity will come in a strange disguise. It won't arrive under bright stage lights or follow the script you wrote in your head. Instead, it may show up like a scrap of paper drifting across the street, like a sudden phone call when you least expect it, like a door left half open in a place you never thought to knock. At first, you may doubt it, even feel shaken, but hidden inside that chaos is the seed of light you've been waiting for all along. Aries, you've spent years searching, pounding on old doors, throwing all your energy at paths that looked like the only way forward. And when silence, delays, and repeated failures showed up, you began to wonder, am I going the wrong way? But you need to understand those delays were never rejection. They were the universe whispering, this door is not yours. Wait for another wider, brighter, truer to you. Here's my perspective. Life is not always fair to the plans we make, but it is always fair to the growth we need. Sometimes the very disruptions we fear most become the paths that move us faster and steadier than the roads we stubbornly cling to. Just like a seed needs an unexpected storm to break open and sprout, you too need a jolt, a shake, to know it's time to turn. So let me say this slowly. Maybe you're exhausted from pounding on the same wall, but today that wall collapses, and behind it is the path lit with clarity. The moment may scare you, yes, but at the same time it will feel like a release. Deep inside, you'll know you were never wrong to wait. You were just looking in the wrong direction. The bigger lesson, Aries, is this. Don't cling to closed doors. Don't bury your faith in things that no longer move. When a door refuses you, it doesn't mean you're unworthy. It simply means the universe is holding you back so it can lead you to something greater. If you've ever lived through a moment where an unexpected chance appeared and changed your whole direction, share it in the comments. Your story could spark hope in someone else, like a small flame lighting the faith of another soul waiting for a miracle. And I want you to imagine this: on September 13th, such a moment will arrive. It may come as a job, a financial shift, a relationship, or even an idea flashing suddenly in your mind. It may not look like the dream you once held, but if you're brave enough to open your heart, you'll see it is the very answer you've been praying for in silence. Allow yourself to receive it. Let go of what no longer nourishes your soul. Let yourself be surprised, tested, lifted by a force greater than you. Because sometimes the fastest road to destiny is the road you never thought you'd take. And when you're ready to step through that unexpected door, another truth will slowly come to light. Not to frighten you, but to show you the hidden weight that's been holding you down all this time. Because to walk firmly on this new path, you must face a harder reality. The moment when the hidden enemy is revealed. On this journey we call life, there are moments when you believe you've seen it all, when you think you know exactly who is walking beside you. And yet, sometimes in the moment you least expect it, the mask of someone close to you falls away. And that moment can hit your heart so hard it feels as if the ground beneath you is split open. Aries, you are someone who lives with your whole heart. You love fully, you trust fully. When you give your trust, you rarely keep a piece of it back for yourself. And that honesty, that openness, can sometimes become the very doorway others used to walk in, bringing jealousy, manipulation, or intentions you never saw coming. When the universe wants to move you into a new stage of growth, it shows you the truth. Not to break you, but to free you from the invisible ropes that have held your spirit down for far too long. The moment an enemy is revealed, it isn't always an explosion. Sometimes it arrives quietly, a careless comment that betrays hidden envy, a moment they turn away when you need them most, a look that can no longer hide the false smile, and suddenly you know everything you once suspected, everything your intuition whispered is now undeniable. Here's my perspective. After years of reflection, the universe never takes away a true friend. It only removes relationships that have become heavy, people who no longer carry the light to walk with you. So if someone leaves in the painful light of truth, see it as a blessing in disguise. The human lesson here is this: betrayal, as painful as it is also liberation. It ends the illusion. It frees you from being trapped in a bond that only looked beautiful on the surface. You may cry, you may rage, but in time you'll see their exit for what it was: the universe lifting a stone from the river so the water can run clear again. Maybe you've lived through this yourself. You gave your whole heart and received a deep wound in return. If you have, share it in the comments. Tell us what you learned from that loss, because your story may help heal someone else, someone still stumbling through the darkness of betrayal. Let me leave you with this truth that cuts deep. Sometimes the stab in the back is the very wake-up call that helps you stand tall and walk with dignity. They may take your innocence, but they will never take your dignity. And that dignity becomes your wings, carrying you higher, farther, freer. Remember this, Aries. When a mask falls, you don't need to chase after it and try to fix it. Let it lie on the ground. Keep walking. Because no one can steal the future written for you except you if you keep holding on to what is already decayed. And when the shadow is lifted, something miraculous happens. Light begins to pour in. Not light from the outside world, but the light of your own soul shining on the road ahead, illuminating the sacred vision waiting to be revealed. And that light will appear in its most profound, most mysterious form as the prophetic vision. In life, there are moments when the mind suddenly opens like a hidden doorway. You no longer see only what is in front of you. It feels as if you've been carried to another shore where the future pulls back the curtain just for a fleeting instant, sharp as a blade. Aries, September 13th will bring you an experience like that. A dream, an image, or a vision may rush in, shining a light on the path your soul longs to walk, or warning you of the cost if you cling to the safety of the old. Here's what's important to understand. Dreams are not illusions. They are not random fragments of a restless mind. Dreams are the delicate language the universe uses to speak with us. They are the song that rises when reason has gone quiet, the light that slips in when you are unguarded. What you see is not just for watching, it is for listening, for remembering, and most of all, for acting. You may see yourself in a place you've never known, yet every detail feels vivid: the color of the sky, the faces around you, even the rush of emotion swelling in your chest. You may see yourself living a new life, full, peaceful, surrounded by honest relationships, doing work that feels like the calling of your heart. Or, if you keep clinging to what is already over, the dream may show you another image. Yourself drained, lonely, caught in a cycle with no end. Do not think the universe is trying to scare you. It never does that. It simply places two paths before your eyes: the path of alignment and the path of resistance. And through the vision, it whispers, choose wisely. Here's my belief, shaped by years of reflection. Whenever a vision comes, it means your soul has matured enough to hear the language of the universe. If the universe has shown you, then your heart is ready to live it. That dream didn't come to be forgotten. It came to be remembered and walked into. The human lesson here is clear. A vision only becomes destiny when you turn it into action. If you smile and dismiss it, it will fade like smoke. But if you honor it, write down every detail, hold onto the feeling, and take even one small step, that dream becomes a living map leading you to the future it showed. I want to invite you right now to remember a dream that once changed the way you saw your life. Maybe it urged you to leave a job. Maybe it gave you the courage to walk away from a relationship that no longer fit. Share it in the comments, because your story may awaken the memory and the strength in someone else listening here with you. And imagine this: when that dream comes on September 13th, you may wake up feeling strange, as if you just stepped out of a sacred doorway where you glimpsed your truest self. You may feel disoriented, but deep inside, a flame has been lit, the flame of confirmation, the flame of the universe saying, this is your path, this is where you belong. The dream becomes a promise, but only you can turn that promise into reality. The universe can hand you the map, but it is your feet that must walk it. And once you decide to step forward, other doors will slowly open, leading you to the very place your soul has longed for. As I share this, I want you to understand, this message is not only for you. It is also a reminder for all of us that every soul has its own language with the universe. If we learn to listen, we discover we are not alone. We are guided, we are led, and we are loved in ways we never expected. And so, when the 3 turning points have revealed themselves, you will see they were never punishment. They are 3 sacred gifts sent for the growth of your soul. But to truly understand these turning points, we must see them for what they are. 3 divine gifts placed in your hands by the universe. When you look back at those 3 turning points, the unexpected breakthrough, the revealed enemy, and the prophetic vision, it's easy to feel like they were storms, fierce trials life threw at you to test your strength. But if you pause, if you open the eyes of your soul and truly look deeper, you'll see something else. Each of them carries the shape of a gift. Not a gift wrapped in silk paper, not handed to you with cheerful music playing, but a gift delivered in harsh wrapping, one you must open with trembling hands. The unexpected breakthrough, though it may shake you, is the gift of rebirth. It reminds you that you don't have to keep walking down a dead-end road. When the universe closes one door, God, the one who planted the seed of life, always opens another. It is his reminder that light is still waiting, even when you thought the darkness had taken everything. The revealed enemy, though painful, is the gift of release. It shows you who truly deserves to walk with you and who was only a shadow weighing down your steps. God will never leave you in the arms of the false for too long. He lets you see the truth, not to make you bitter, but to make you lighter, so you don't have to carry rotting pieces of energy into the path ahead. The prophetic vision, though it may seem like only a dream, is the gift of guidance. It places in your hands a sacred map, a glimpse of the future your soul has longed for. It is the reminder that you are never alone. For without the Creator's love, how could you possibly see into a future that has not yet existed? The vision is his mark of faith, whispering, "I have already set a path before you, walk it." Here's my perspective. Every disruption in life, no matter how fierce, carries within it a seed of awakening. If you have the courage to face it, you will see the lesson hidden inside. Destiny is not punishment. It is a gift wrapped in layers of challenge. If you stop only at the outer layer, you'll feel pain. But if you open your heart and peel it back layer by layer, you'll find light, new life, and the chance to become a better version of yourself. The human lesson here is this: change the way you see life's storms. Don't call them misfortunes, call them gifts. Because when you change the name, your heart changes the way it receives them. And that openness will help you grow stronger, steadier, and more compassionate with yourself and with others. I want to pause here and invite you to listen to your own heart. Are you ready to receive the gifts of your destiny? If your answer is yes, write in the comments, "I am ready to receive my destiny's gift." Because when you write it, you're not just declaring it to the world. You are sending a signal to the universe, to God himself, that you are ready to open your hands and receive. I believe each of us is entrusted with sacred gifts. We don't have to wait for some faraway miracle. The miracle is how we begin to see the value inside the very challenges that once brought us to our knees. When we recognize that, we become more grateful even for the breaks and the endings, because from them light was born. So Aries, embrace these 3 turning points, not as fears but as sacred gifts. The gift of rebirth, the gift of release, the gift of guidance. They are given to remind you that you have never walked alone, that an unseen hand has always been guiding you, lifting you, and placing in your path exactly what you need at the moment you need it. And to receive these gifts, what you need is not perfection, but the willingness to be present. On the journey of seeking destiny, many believe they must be exceptional, flawless, fully prepared with every skill and resource before they can step onto the greater path the universe has written for them. But the truth is, destiny doesn't choose the most talented. It chooses the one who dares to step forward. It doesn't wait for perfection, it only asks for your presence, your courage, and your yes from the heart. The difference between the one who walks through the doorway of destiny and the one who misses it isn't about intelligence, wealth, or status. It's about readiness. The person who pauses, who listens, who recognizes the signs and dares to say, "I accept," will step into the new chapter. Meanwhile, someone who seems to have it all on the outside but clings to fear, hesitation, and the old ways will turn their back on the very gift meant for them. There are moments when destiny feels like a door cracked open in the dark. You can't see all that lies beyond. You only see a narrow band of light shining through. Your heart races, you hesitate, should I step in? In that moment, you don't need a blazing torch. You only need the flame of a single candle. And sometimes that tiny light of faith is enough. Because once you take the step, the path begins to reveal itself. Destiny doesn't ask if you're ready in your mind. It asks if you're ready in your soul. Are you willing to admit you're tired of the old cycle? Willing to let go of what no longer belongs? Willing to place one foot onto a land unknown? That is the key. And when you say yes, not only with words, but with action, the universe will move 1,000 stars to clear the way. The human lesson is this: one small action, one courageous decision can change the entire flow of your life. You don't need to change everything in a day. You only need one step. That single step is like a stone tossed into water, sending ripples farther than you can imagine. One affirmation, one bold move signals to the universe that you are ready. Others may not understand why you would choose a risky path. They may call you reckless. But the truth is, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and still moving forward. And that willingness to move is what separates the ones who only watch from the ones who touch what they were born to live. Let me whisper this to your heart. You don't need to see the whole road ahead. You only need to walk by the light of one candle, and the path will open beneath your feet. Trust that the light will never fail the one who seeks. If this message speaks to you, write in the comments, "I claim my destiny." Because when you write it, you're not just telling the world, you're declaring it to yourself and sending a clear signal to the universe that you are ready. Readiness is the gift you give yourself. It is the key that opens every door. And sometimes, readiness is simply to stop waiting for the perfect moment and dare to step forward the instant your heart whispers, "This is the time." And now, before we end, I want to leave you with one final message. Thank you for staying with me until these very last moments of our journey together. Thank you for listening not only with your ears, but with your heart, for being fully present with the messages that were meant to find you. Every moment you've spent here sitting in stillness, receiving, has already been a part of your own healing, and it has been the encouragement that allows me to keep sharing. My hope is that, as these words slowly fade, something inside you has been touched, something has lit up, that you found again the trust that you are worthy of a greater path. So let me leave you with one simple, heartfelt blessing. May you have the courage to step through the doors of destiny that are opening before you, and may you live fully in the light of your truest self.